Good morning, evening, or afternoon, everybody. It's Kaghoe coming at you with another video. So today we are going to be covering some awesome news that just dropped recently, and that we are going to be getting another week of PTR testing coming this weekend. And this PTR testing is going to be for the new up-and-coming raid of Naxxramas, and I'd imagine that is going, they didn't really provide too many details with it, so I imagine it is going to be the same exact one that we got to test just before Christmas. But before we begin the video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Everything you guys do helps my channel grow, helps me get discovered, and helps me help as many people as possible, which is the entire point of my channel. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So I am going to switch it over here to the Naxxramas blue post that we just got. So without further ado, here we go. And so, as you can see, Naxxramas PTR testing, January 17th to the 20th. We will open Naxxramas for a new round of testing on the PTR on Friday, January 17th. This raid test will conclude on Monday, January 20th. So I really like this. It's definitely showing that they're trying to get Naxxramas right, so we avoid all of the issues that we saw with BWL and AQ, because the last two raid releases have been a little shaky, to be completely honest, but hopefully all this testing, people participating in this, will give us a good example. So I want to switch it over here to the first announcement, just so you guys can see what we got with that. So they tested it December 20th to 23rd, which isn't the best time to test things because people are very busy with the holidays, but it says we're opening a very early version of Naxxramas in Season of Discovery. While this version of Naxxramas is still in development and not fully complete, we want to give this a few rounds of PTR testing and get your hands on it as early as possible before the holidays. The only difficulties available in Nax are the default 2, 3, 4, and 5 difficulties. Difficulties above 5 are not available on the PTR. Tuning is largely a placeholder, confirming the difficulty via a ritual. Currently only requires one player. This will require more in release. Expect trashes and bosses to have inconsistent health and damage values. These are not indicative of final numbers coming later. Loot drops are not implemented yet. So just getting in there, testing the raids, seeing what it's like. I'd imagine all this is true because they didn't really say anything. I feel like if they were adding new difficulties, new things for people to try and test, I think they would have included it here. And so, yeah, that's pretty much it. They didn't have this open for commentary, but there are a few threads regarding the Phase 7 PTR that I really wanted to highlight and take some time to go over because I think they are really cool. So one of them is this question: do we have an updated list of what is required for Tier 3 yet? The previous classic versions required Frozen Runes, which were low availability back in the day. Would like to see what it is requiring to acquire these sets. Is the information publicly available yet? So this guy is right. Tier 3 did not require the Frozen Runes, just the FR gear. So with Tier 3, obviously with AQ is a good example. So like they did change the scarabs, but what Tier 3 requires is sort of the in-game materials like Mooncloth, Rugged Hide, as well as scraps, war scraps from the raid. So raid trash drops, cloth war scraps, leather war scraps, mail war scraps, and plate war scraps. So it was these gear scraps with in-game materials that you combine into it, but they very well could just go with a token set pieces that we saw with MC and BWL. AQ, they did the scarabs and idols and stuff, and I think a lot of people expressed confusion over that, even though it is exactly what they had. So I could honestly see them going either way with this. I don't know, and I don't think we will know the answer to this until later, but I like seeing these people's opinions and stuff to cover these in this Phase 7 PTR thread. So always a good question to talk about. And then we have future hard mode suggestions. So this was one that was posted about 20 days ago, and there were some really good opinions from this guy, OGB. He said, personally, I do not care for hard modes in any version of vanilla. I do not think that they belong at all due to the fact that every single player already has a personal difficulty slider that can be changed by using less or more world buffs and consumables. Trying to make raids that cater to smaller and sweatier, more hardcore portions of the player base leaves it divided, often kills guilds, and makes people quit the game. Look no further than the Ulduar release in Watlake if you doubt this. Just for context, I am one of those hardcore sweat players telling you not to cater to me. That being said, I think a way to create a hard mode would feel much more like 2019 Vanilla Classic would be to lock some new raid cosmetics behind a time limit on a raid, just like how in ZA Burning Crusade you had to clear the instance fast enough to earn the mount. I think that speedrunning and preparation and innovation that are tied to it are really good for the game. It creates an actual team-based goal, and every week becomes a fun new race for the fastest groups, and incentivizes team play instead of selfishness parsing like the current parsing meta. And unlike using modifiers to the raid, it should never create a wall for casual guilds that they may not be able to hit the speed timer, but they still almost certainly clear any unmodified or slightly freshened up like BWL classic content. Another idea I have for hard mode would be to disable world buffs, thereby making the raid significantly harder in exchange for increased rewards. As I said earlier, there's already a difficulty slider in the game. I think it would be healthy to use it rather than bringing in retail S changes that we have so far. Thanks. OGB out. So these guys go back and forth for a while. Definitely I'll pin this one down below in the comments if you want to address it yourself. But what I personally like about this idea is, having hard mode be something that people work towards, people enjoy, people go after. I think it brings up some good points, but I genuinely think that AQ and Descent into Madness in its current state and how it has been refined was an amazing version of hard mode and what it could be and what it should be like. We see a lot of people able to go in there and clear it. It's flexible, and it rewards cosmetic things, enchants, stuff like that. It rewards the right stuff and maybe a little extra gear, but it's nothing too crazy. It's nothing exclusive, and the only the really cool parts are the Void Touch emblems that you can put on your brand new weapons. I would even allow you to put the Void Touch emblem on any weapon. I think it'd be really cool to have that availability, not just AQ weapons, but I understand the difference and why they wanted to distinguish AQ weapons from others. But at the end of the day, I think it is a really great system. It's not too hard. It's not too punishing. You progress through the raid, and I think Descent into Madness was a perfect example of what a hard mode should be. The lives, it sucked the first week, but the first week it was kind of bugged and kind of weird, and you couldn't turn it off, so the first week was really up in the air, and it was a mess. But after that, where the state that is in now, I truly enjoyed Descent into Madness. I think it is a great one. What Naxxramas reminds me of is sort of a greater rift thing in Diablo, and seeing people be able to just progressively get harder and harder and harder. We haven't had a difficulty scaling system that we see with it now, and obviously I can't wait for more information on that and see where it goes up the ladder from difficulties 1 to 5 to 10 to 20. Heck, it could go to infinity, and the competitiveness would be how high you can clear it, how hard can you clear it, what are you doing? Are you bringing 20 priests to all press pain suppression on your tank so they don't get one shot by the boss mechanics? Stuff like that I think would be really cool and really fun, and it would create a active leaderboard that people could see how high the hardest difficulties they were doing, what compositions. It wouldn't just be about taking the #1 DPS and just zooming through it like we see in the speedrun meta. I think it would be a really cool way to innovate the game, and that's what I get from it. Obviously I could be very, very wrong. This is just my thoughts and opinions and what we see it looking like from early PTR builds. But anyway, I truly hope you guys enjoyed this video. I can't wait to hear what your thoughts are, what you enjoy about Nax, and what you are looking forward to the Naxxramas PTR. So I hope you guys get out there and test it. I might be doing something with my guild, and all of you guys would be welcome to do it. If you're on the NA server, I will let you guys know, but if I do it, I will post about it this weekend. So anyway, I truly hope you enjoyed this, and until next time, I'll see you later. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Hey you. Yes, you. Are you still there? Well, I appreciate you for taking the time to watch this entire video and making it to the end here. If you enjoyed this video, definitely check out the other videos about World of Warcraft listed in these playlists down below. And thank you again. Have a great day. Bye-bye.